I'll be presenting on how to use graph in scientific reporting. Now, I'll start by telling us what a graph is. In scientific reporting, a graph is a visual representation of data that helps to illustrate relationships or patterns. Graphs make complex information easier to understand and interpret easily. It allows readers to easily understand key findings and comparisons in research. Now, graphs have two parts. We have the vertices and the edges. Now we'll move on to the forms of graphs that we have. We have the forms of graphs such as the line graphs, the bar graphs, the histogram, the pie charts, and so on. Now I want to go to how to use graph in scientific reports. The first step there is to choose the right type of graph. Depending on the type of data the scientist is working with, the type of data the scientist is working with will determine the type of graph he or she would use. For example, the line graphs are commonly used. They are commonly used for trends over time. Then the bar graphs are used for categorical comparisons. And then scatter plots are used for displaying correlations. So the data a scientist is working with will determine the type of graph such a person would use. The next point is ensure clarity and readability. Clarity while using a graph in scientific reports is very important. Titles should be clearly written, as well as the axis of the graph should be well labeled. And the font size of this graph should be legible enough. Then the next point is to maintain consistency. Well, in maintaining consistency while plotting a graph or using a graph in scientific reports, one's font types and scale intervals must be the same to have a cohesive report. The next point is that one should provide context. This simply means there should be a brief description of the graph. One should write notes on what the graph is all about to make other researchers easily understand such reports. Now the next point is avoid distortion. So for this point, mistakes should be minimized or should be avoided while making use of graph in scientific reports. There should be a proper visual representation of this graph, and numerical values should be correct. The next point is to cite sources and tools used in making this graph or while using this graph. Sources and tools used should be properly cited in the work according to the American Psychological Association. Also, if software or tools are used in while using this graph for scientific report, it should also be reported. The next point is to check for accessibility. The graph should be accessible to all readers, as many that come across this research work, they should be able to access it. So, and the last point I have here is use appropriate file formats for publishing. For digital presentation, the graph will be in PDF. It's recommended that the graph should be in PDF to retain quality when scaled. So, my conclusion, graphs are powerful tools in scientific reporting, and they enhance clarity and impact. Show that your visual data is accurate, well presented, and appropriately referenced. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a question. Let's take, for example, population of bacteria in a soil we're taking every week for 3 months or for 6 months. What kind of graph are you going to use to plot that?
Bar graphs, sir.
Bar graph.
The bar graphs, sir.
What to be on the x-axis, what to be on the y-axis?
Sorry, I didn't get your question, sir.
What to be on the x-axis and what to be on the y-axis?
On the y-axis, it will be the, if I got you right, sir, it will be the temperature of the soil.
What about the x-axis?
It will be the types of soil, sir.
Answer the question now. What to be on
yes, sir, it will be.
What to be on the x-axis, what to be on the y-axis? I'm waiting for your answer.
Sir, I said for on the x-axis, we'll have the weeks, maybe week 1, week 2, week 3 on the x-axis. Then for the y-axis, it will be the temperature, sir.
Okay. Somewhere you mentioned, according to the APA, you said the reference of the graph used will be stated, and you say according to the APA. Can you explain that?
All right, sir.
You said according to the American Psychological Association that is what you're
Yes,
going to use.
Yes, sir, actually, that's my a reference to my point, sir, that one should cite sources and tools.
I didn't explain
because
what
it adds credibility to the work.
I didn't get that point. That's why I want to explain what you mean in that place. I didn't get it.
Sir, the APA I mentioned is a reference to my point.
And what reference are you making? Tell us the reference you are making to that point.
That's the American Psychological Association, 2020, sir. So they were ones that cited the point that site sources and tools used should be added for credibility, sir.
Take that again.
Sir, the APA in the year 2020 is a reference to my point that says that site sources and tools should be written on the work, should be reported to add credibility to the work, sir.
Which work?
I mean a scientific report.
I didn't get what you are saying. We'll just talk about the population of bacteria in a soil now. Population of bacteria in a soil over a number of weeks. And you told us that on the y-axis, the population, on the the other side the width. Where does APA come in that then? Where does citation come in that? Where does citation come in? Where does APA come in? You have population of bacteria in a soil and you have plotted the graph. So where does APA come in that work, in that something? I want to know the link with APA.
There's no link, sir.
So why are you see? Please don't. I don't even know what to say. Oh. I don't know what to say. You think you are just here to be playing? You are talking about how to. You are talking about how to use graph in scientific reporting. You've done a project. You've done a research, and you are to tell us how you are going to use that, how interpret that result using graph. And now you are bringing in citation. So I don't understand. Please, when you are given a topic, stay on the topic.
All
Look
right,
at the
sir.
topic and stay on that topic. Click critically. Stay on the topic. Don't
All right,
just
sir.
go. That's what I'm talking about plagiarism. I want you to know that you yourself, you are a material. The internet is secondary. First of all, look at the material you are given and interpret it in your own way before you now go to the internet to go and be looking for some things. When you go
All
to
right,
the
sir.
internet and you put in some things there, it can give you anything. That's what we talk about AI. If you ask AI any question, it can give you rubbish, it can send rubbish back to you. If you're not careful, you take that rubbish AI gave you and go and be presenting it somewhere. And they'll be
All right,
looking
sir.
at you that what kind of presentation? Yeah, AI is supposed to help to make you faster. But if you yourself don't align the AI, it will lead to another thing. So thanks for your presentation. Any other question, please?